Budgets, big question in everybody's mind right now. Cities, counties, school districts are really struggling. What do you think can be done with the county's budget to fix, some possible future budget problems? Where can they look for cuts?
Well, first of all, the county is totally different from where I worked prior in the city. The city has a lot of service-oriented revenue, like water, water, trash, and county doesn't have as much. And then, of course, the taxes. Taxes is really their main goal, and of course the grants, going out to grants through the state and federal government, and I think that's really where we need to look at, and of course look at the each individual department, try to cut costs wherever we can, and once again, I'm not saying this or that, but until, of course, once elected, I would look at all avenues to see where we could make up on some differences.
Obviously, this is a large agricultural area.
Very much so.
How do you see, and how would you balance agricultural needs versus the needs of possible new green energy?
Well, first of all, I think that there was a question posed at one of the seminars the other day about putting all your eggs in one basket. And coming from the electrical department with the IID, I think that there is a lot of misconception because the county and the IID, first of all, are not seeing eye to eye sometimes. And then secondly is because, well, secondly is that everybody, the sun is free. And I always compute this to dirt is free. If you want to move it to LA, it costs money. Mm-hmm. And I think that is why this solar energy is a good thing. But I think that they need to get the roads fixed before we get it to the LA area, the Phoenix area, the San Diego area, and of course, and then we have to be very, very careful about our farming. The farming here is about 400,000 to 500,000. I always say it's 500,000 acres of cultivated land, and we have to be very careful of what is put into into solar cultivation, which is solar panels or geothermal. So I think that we cannot put our eggs all in one basket, because I think there's more to that, and once again I can go further into green energy because I've worked in it, not so much in it, but I've been around it, promoting it in the past.
The proposed expansion of the Imperial Landfill has been a bit of an issue lately. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that issue? Do you support the expansion of landfill?
Are we talking about the Allied one?
Yes.
I've not put too much study into that. I would look at it. I think 145 feet. I don't even know what the height is right now. I look at it, and unfortunately, trash is very important to the county, because we have to. We have to get rid of our trash in all these cities. And Allied, of course, is the service provider for Brawley, and I think the majority of the cities, with the exception of 2 or 3, I believe, I think CR&R has El Centro, and Palo Verde has others, but it is very important, and I'm for it, but maybe the expansion to the south, north, east, or whatever, but maybe kind of look at the height of it. But the first thing that I would like to do is look at the EIRs on it, what's going to happen with it, and what it would affect if it does go up to 145. But and then the other thing, of course, I heard last night talk about the Mesquite landfill, which is up east of Brawley. What is the extra cost to put stuff out there? And it's not ready. It's not ready. I think it won't be ready for maybe a couple of years, 2 or 3 years. So.
Have you heard of the Desert Springs Oasis project that they're considering for west of NAF? It is a proposed development that Naval Air Facility is concerned about, because it's close to their ranges, and they're concerned about this being a first step of possible encroachment onto
Right.
the base itself. Basically, this leads to the question: is how important is it to you to protect NAF and its ranges and its mission?
Well, I think that the NAF is very important to the valley. Very, very important in the sense that there's many civilian jobs out there, and of course the traffic that we have, because it is a training operation there at the Navy base, and unlike little airports like Brawley and also this one here in Imperial, you know, the traffic is humongous in that area. I think they train 350 days a year or more, a little more maybe, and so it would be very something that you'd really have to look at once that happens, you know. And I am aware that homes in the Navy, in the air space of airports is important, but you know, it's really the noise levels that really dictate the airspace around there. Of course, you know, planes can go down and it would cause great harm, of course, but it is very important to kind of look at it, really look at it and see. But I would like to maybe they'd move someplace else.
Obviously, there's going to be more economic development coming into the county here in the next few months. Things will probably, or the next couple of years, things will hopefully pick up. What kind of businesses are you particularly interested in bringing to the county? Where do you see a future for us, and what kinds of businesses, manufacturing, etc.?
Well, you know, in my website, stevevasquez.com, I show, I have 4 issues that I look at, and the North American Free Trade Agreement is something that I was focused on. The state of Texas did very well for themselves with this program. That was, you know, started in the 1990s, I believe, and California never did anything with it. And I always believe that twin factories would really help the economy here in Imperial Valley. And the reason I say that is because we're building a freeway, which is the connection between the southern part to the LA area and all points north, as well as east. And you know, we're not utilizing to the best of its capabilities. You know, I think that a twin plant factory with the maquiladoras in the south, that the NAFTA program was an 80% 20% you know, deal. You know, they don't tax them as much if they do it 80 over there and 20 over here. So it would be advantageous to do maybe the 20 here in Imperial Valley and not ship it to Chicago, San Francisco, or Los Angeles. You know, let's do part of it here, and I think that would help. And then on another line is I think that economic development here, we have a lot of product here. A lot of this product is shipped to Los Angeles and LA, Long Beach and whatnot, and you know, we buy a head of lettuce that's traveled from here to LA and comes back, and why can't we process it here? You know, I think it's very important that we tag along with our farming community as National Beef or the Brawley Beef at BP Ventures when it first started. You know, we have the source here, which is the cattle, and it's shipped to the facility, and then it's spread out to other parts of the nation. You know, I think that the agricultural commodities we do the same.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Why should people vote for you?
You know, I think that people should vote for me because I have quite a bit of experience, extensive experience in city government, and I think that, you know, one of the first questions, or the first question you asked me about the budget, and I think that in order to succeed, you know, taxes went down because of the drop in property prices. So now it's sad to say, but we have to go tap the till someplace else. And how do we do that? We need to visit Sacramento. We need to visit Washington D.C. and bring in whatever funds out there. And the only way of doing it is by going over there. And I believe that I have that experience.